Hello there, folks. This is the VN Critic here. Long time no see. Well, certainly, I'd love to get into stuff here, and today I am doing An opening, yes, haven't done one of these for a while. It's an opening of 2 pre-orders that I had from our good old friends at Just USA, J-List, all the fun people. So why don't we go on ahead and start opening? But before I begin, unfortunately, my pre-orders do not come with Megumi stickers. That is unfortunate. And I was hoping for some of those Halloween ones then to go with my first one, which actually was the release for Halloween then here, with a Princess X. My fiance is a monster girl. Yes, yes. Of course I had to get the physical copy with the pins, which, they're pins. You know, what you can't really expect too much from pins. What am I supposed to say? They're pins. I'll probably wear them at a convention every once in a while then on my lanyard, or maybe I'll get enough pins on a collection to decide to wear them all. I do need to still get those Katawa Shoujo pins I keep forgetting to do. But it does come with a soundtrack. I am a huge fan of visual novel soundtracks. I always wished that they would officially release the Lightning Warrior 80 soundtrack for everything. However, I do have the music, and it's great to see that everything is put down in English. I just wish it would have been in an actual, a jewel case. I do love jewel cases, these little pamphlet-y ones. Fine, I can typically store them inside the case. I can live with that, keeps them nice together. But since I do have a soundtrack collection, OST from anime and certain movies and stuff that I really, really like for original music, it would be nice that this was in a jewel case. So unfortunately, it is not, but hey, what are you gonna do? I can live with it. Let's just go in for it. Not for use in Japan. I love how even the music is not, the soundtrack is not even available for the Japanese. I don't know what's uncensored about it that they can't have, or that's, well, distributing rights, etc., blah, blah, blah. But, yeah. I wonder if I take this to Japan, is somebody gonna, sack me for it or something? I've never actually tried that. I've got a plan to go to Japan, and I have not gone yet. But we'll go right ahead, open up, see if there's anything else inside the Princess box. I don't think there is anything particular in here. Typically there's not. Typically it's just a disc. I know it's kind of somewhat cheap. I remember years ago when video games and the like used to come with really colorful instruction manuals, things of that nature. I know there's not much to an instruction manual here, but it would be nice if there is something in there. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of the spoilery images. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nothing too spoilery then that you couldn't put on a store shelf. So I'm actually a huge fan of a cover like this then that you can literally put on the store shelf, and nobody is going to really go to balls to the wall on it, but you know what it means. So I'm going to use this little paper clip here, just because I don't have my razor blade on me right now, so... And it works just as well, look at that. So let us go ahead and open up and see if there is anything explicit in here. Yes, explicit, now we know that. But this is art, you see, and that is what art is for. So let us see. Oh, look, there is actually an insert. Oh, you don't get that, see. I get to hide that. This is my digital game card. Maybe I will give that away at some point to somebody, but that is mine. So, nothing too much. Well, having the same image on the disc as on the cover is a little, boring. Having the same cover here, boring. It is at least something. I'm glad to see there's at least an insert in here. And it does have installation instructions. Okay, I can live with that. But again, using the exact same image, I know that it's probably not in anybody's budget to throw a different image on here or whatnot, but hey, there's at least something. I'm going to give them credit for that. There is something in here other than just the disc, versus a lot of other physical copies I get have nothing but you just open it up, there's the disc, that's it. So I'll give them credit for that. Do I say that the physical edition is absolutely worth the price? Again, for me, I am a physical guy. I need to have the physical copies. But I could definitely recommend probably skipping in this case then. There's nothing too much that you really would want. So if you want to get Princess X, go right ahead, digital download it. I will definitely review it in the future myself. So we will go ahead and set that off to the side right now because we got the main presentation, which is Megumi. No, see? You don't give me stickers. I make my own Megumi. So a little weird on the eyes because it didn't make the head big enough to really get some good texture going with the eyes. But hey, I work with what I have. These are the only colors I had to work with at the moment. So that is my Megumi. Take that, guys! Take that, Peter, and everyone else at J-List. So this is my Megumi that will be in my office from now on. So you get to go over here, okay? That is perfectly fine. And again, no, this is the card. You don't get that. You don't get that at all. Next up, we have... Yes, it is our ultimate game, Ultimate Waifu. You see, I remember when I felt like Romance of the Three Kingdoms, that was good. That is, I thought that was, okay, yeah, let's gender bend some characters from history, you know, kind of folklore, etc., etc., etc. Here is where we are going to literally take reality and warp it on its freaking end. And I like how they put it on the side then here. Great for putting up on my shelf, so it will look just like that. But that's kind of... I prefer having things on my bookshelf like this then, all my special edition boxes. I feel so bad. I mean, I could put it this way, but I feel so bad covering up this art that I almost say I want to do it like this, but then there's no indication of the name of the game. I do like having the title there, even if it is with the picture, because sure, while this is sexy and whatnot, and I know what it is, you know, just sitting there on my shelf would look kind of awkward, would look almost as if it's just a puzzle at this point. Puzzle boxes. So I can give a little bit. I do like the cover. I mean, if you're gonna put something on that front, then there would have thought maybe at least throw something on the back. Nothing at all to really point out, but that's okay. It's nice to see that there's again a lot of side art here. I will definitely give it to them, but you lose out on so much of that. I mean, am I supposed to put it like this? And I can't see this, so I'm supposed to store it on my shelf like that. Can't see that. Can see the title at the top, but I can see the rest of the girls in there, but then I don't see that portion. So really, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to set it on my shelf just like that, flat? I mean, that takes up a lot of space. So I'd probably think a little bit more on the design if people like me like to display stuff on shelves. But we will go ahead and open things up. I think there's a product code in here. Yes, there is a Steam key. I hate Steam version, though. You want to know why? Because all the stuff that Steam's doing, and it's not really letting creators promote the uncensored patches, I just can't stand having to do a secondary patch for the uncensored version when I can very easily just get the uncensored version. It's a different story when it comes down to imports that are just translated and you want the uncensored patch. That's different. That's a simple patch to it, but the game itself has already been uncensored. Everything of that nature. There's no reason I should have to go and just do a separate patch. Don't buy on Steam. Don't buy on Steam if you're looking for 18 plus related content. The all ages stuff, absolutely fine if you can get it for a good deal, but I am never going to promote buying the Steam version when it is designed as an 18 plus title, considering what Steam does. So that is the cover. And then what we get inside is we get a lot of cards. Now, these cards themselves, I think they're all the same. I'd rather not open them out of the package if there's nothing more to the back. Like there's no data on the back at all. I think it is just these backings. So I'm personally not going to open them up right now just because it's easier for me to keep them stored as a collector. I think it'll just be easier to keep it in the package for now. Character collector cards 1 through 5. Yeah, 1 through 5, and then probably 6 through 10. So I'm going to keep these, but it's really nice to have these. I don't know what I would do with them. Maybe I'd put them into a collab artwork on a wall. That'd be pretty all nice if I just line them all up in frame. I could do that. That's something to get them displayed out of the box and still have them nice and neat. This is a little hard. There we go. Now, I do love art books. I am absolutely a huge fan of art books, so I'm glad I went to the deluxe edition here, the collector's super edition, blah blah, to get this art book. Now, let us see how that art book looks. My only question is, I know one of the characters is very indecently dressed, and I'm wondering if this... Yes, it does. Good. It does read back to front. So I'm happy with that. Interview with the creator. That's always nice to have. And then we go right on into the characters. So looks like we have them split up here. So is it back to front? No, it isn't. Ah, man, I was starting to feel like it was going to go back to front. Okay, I understand we're English, we're stupid. But I can understand this comes from Japan, and if they have this art book, it can go back to front. Maybe they don't have the art book. Maybe it's just for us that they would make it for. So let's see here. World map, nation characters, so they're all split up, and then the interview in the back. Okay. So that is the world map. Geez, teaching me geography. Thanks a lot. But it does indicate all the little subsections, so absolutely glad to have that, especially with the way this game is designed, and I probably will show it off at some point. But I like this part here then. Tells a little bit of the story, shows off the characters then associated. Of course, you know, as the characters that we're playing as, military D, economics D, land D, condition civil war. We're so fucked up, it's crazy. But we have Himiko and our main character, protagonist, ourselves. Yes, the mysterious man who fell from the sky. Oh my god, I wonder what this reminds me of. Yeah, Romance the Three Kingdoms. It's the same exact idea, I think, but definitely a more advanced strategy game. It's great to have as a single title, then not all split up like Romance is with its different subplots and etc. So we got the type of their attack, the attack level, defense D, speed B. So I definitely like having this. It's almost like having a semi-strategy guide in the palm of your hands. I don't like using strategy guides first time I go through. Topics, jewels, we get to get a little bit of details on items in the game. Absolutely like that. I'm keeping an eye out for which one when we get there. Just because I don't want to throw a censor bar on YouTube right now. Great land, you know. There we go. That's pretty much it. We got all them. She, instead of Kublai Khan, she reminds me so much of a gender-bent Sinbad. You know, from Magi. That's exactly what she reminds me more of, in that opinion. People are going to say Kamina or stuff like that and go like, no, I feel like that would have been a gender-bent Sinbad. And fine with that. And there's Cece as Marco Polo. No, oh, and yep, it's this one right here. So India, no, Ashoka, I'm not gonna bring you out here, but because she is very lewd to the extent she just does not wear anything covering up her top at all. So let's see, Macedonia, great economics. Then Aristotle, nice poofy dress thing there. But Alexander the Great. Let's see here. I cannot pronounce this name ever right, but this is Babylonia. Weapon descriptions. I'm going right through this book. I think it's pretty fine. No, there's the other one then, too. No, you don't get her. Well, actually, it's just pretty well designed to the point that I probably could show it and YouTube wouldn't flag me. But we're just going to not. Okay, there we go. Nostradamus. Flat-chested lolly. Of course Nostradamus is a flat-chested lolly in Egypt. And we got our Egyptian heroes. Yep, let's see here. I'm trying to look behind the camera and in front of the camera and stuff. Australia, we got Joan of Arc in Australia. Yeah, thanks for hanging out in Australia, Joan of Arc. Thanks for hanging out down there. Vlad Tempish. Yes. All these names throughout history. Oh, yes, Hawaii. Hawaii gets its own Kamehameha the First. for all those Dragon Ball Z lovers, we just had to have King Kamehameha on here. Or Queen, would you still call it King? I'm fine with that. Vinland. Vinland is essentially the pirate world, and I love Blackbeard as a cat. I love that. I love that. A female cat, Blackbeard. Okay. Good for a teach. Sir Francis Drake in a little sailor uniform, and William the Kid. Yes, not Billy the Kid. That's a different character entirely. But then, of course, U.S. Here is Billy the Kid. There's your badass right here. I love the yellow jumpsuit look. They are essentially trying to steal from Kill Bill. That is exactly what vibe I get here. Even putting Billy on the legs. So yes, guns. If it was a samurai sword, it would make more sense, but I will take it. Yellow jumpsuit for Billy the Kid, Kill Bill, etc. And we have Columbus, who doesn't wear any pants. That is exactly how Columbus sailed the ocean blue with no pants. Let's see here. Then we are on the Indias. I like how they say Indias. This is being very culturally sensitive, isn't it? Indias. So the Indies, like the Columbus. And we have the Indies with the Geronimo. Yes, Geronimo, that was an actual person. That is where the phrase comes from. Hooray, hooray. We have Indias. Indians. Deal with it. Then we have Incas. We got the Montezuma's Revenge. That I would hate to do a diarrhea joke. No diarrhea jokes. I'm going to stop saying that now. Montezuma. Oh god, this is horrendous of me today to say this. But I love the detail that this is presenting. You know, part of the map, some photos of probably the backdrops. Then that I'm forgetting. Ivan the Terrible. I love how all the crazy shit people are lollies in this game. And I say lolly, I say lowly, I say it all. People, you know what I mean about it then. Essentially, Patenko, flat-chested girls. That's where we're getting at here. So, Ivan the Terrible, I can sure that will go into her personality. Absolutely. You're going to have one of those characters. Love the Lightning Blade sword. I had an old puzzle book that said, something's wrong with this picture. And it had a pirate with a jagged sword like that, and then he had a jagged scabbard. And then that was the point. That was what was wrong. It wasn't just because it was bent, but he would pull out his sword. It was a little story thing saying, you know, oh, pirate, blah, pulled out his sword. What is wrong with this story? And, well, you couldn't pull that blade out of a scabbard that is shaped exactly like that blade. So, that's a little story from my childhood. Then we got Rasputin. I'm sure there's going to be some interesting story play with that. Having a dark shadow demons. Then we have the Europeans. Yep. We have Hannibal and Napoleon, which I'm sure are major characters in here because, as you can see, Napoleon's front and center as a character card. Then we continue on with more characters in the same area. We got Nero, so we got a little bit of Rome here. With, again, Nero being a lolly character. Julius Caesar, big-breasted, see to compensate for Nero's small. Captain Cook, and Captain Magellan. So we got quite a bit here then that I'm definitely interested in getting into this as soon as possible. Ludwig von Beethoven. Yes, Ludwig von Beethoven. And Leonardo da Vinci. Again, smaller chess. I'm actually proud of these guys. I am a fan when I don't have to deal with an entire title that just says fun bags. Come on, guys. Fun bags? I know you're playing towards a fetish. But I don't know. That's just too one-sided at this point. And then we have Atlas here. Yeah, sure. Atlas gets a giant robot weapon discovered from some ruins located inside the territory. When discovered, the robot was severely damaged, but Da Vinci was able to comprehend the incredible power of the device and repair it quickly. Good for you, Da Vinci. Atlas for Atlas books. And stuff. But then we have Britannia gets its own. Merlin is a freaking puffball. I am finding this hilarious. And King Arthur, again, smaller, petite character, not having to be Mr. Big, muscle-bound genius. Let's see here. We'll just go through. We got several of the knights then. So we got more of a flat-chested King Arthur, but then the knights are a little bustier. That is like the first thing I go to. Sorry, Boob Wars has morphed my mind. Speed, AA for Gwen. Okay, so I think that is about it then here. Pretty much we're just going through the rest of the Knights of the Round Table, which I think is a really nice, really genius ploy then to have Britannia all on its own and pretty much just put the Knights of the Round Table in it. But that is it. We got the little short, small chibi versions of everything then. Look at that. They actually censor Ashoka on the chibi form here, but not on the main one? That is hilarious. Okay. Well, I think that's everything from here, so we're just about done, guys. All that comes down to left to here is going over. You see, that's how you do a soundtrack disc. This is beautiful. Nice, beautiful cover then. Hilarious with instruments, with chibi designs. This is how you do a soundtrack. Nothing against a little easy little thing, but seriously, this is how you put it. At least in a jewel case would have been okay, so I could put it on my shelf separate. But since I got the nice box to store it in, absolutely, you're a genius for doing it this way. Perfect. So let's just see what everything looks like on the inside. Oh, would you look at that? Double disc soundtrack. Comes with its sheet. This is a little unfortunate because there is no way to really keep that in there nice and neat. So you have to be careful. Discs are sorted. They have different arts. They're not just copies of the same one. Thank God. So the discs, well, it doesn't number. Unfortunately, probably should have did that. I can understand why lining them up back to back that way. But probably should have at least numbered them so that it's easy to find if somebody actually still uses a disc player anymore and all it does is say track 1, track 2. Easier than sorting through it, but we'll put that back in the box. And last but not least, we actually go into the box itself here. A few more images then. I don't think there's anything explicit. No, nothing explicit. I'm happy for that. Again, very easy to put something like this on a shelf and actually potentially sell it. I know it's 18 plus. I know you sometimes can't just put things out there. They have to be. But let's say you were at a Walmart and this was sitting there behind the case, then just like any other M-rated game. This could literally sit at a Walmart. Would there be a huge demand for it? Absolutely not, you know. But you possibly could. I mean, it's a little bit more strategy than a lot of other visual novels would be. So we have, in this case then here, a digital game card. We got both. I've got multiple... are these different game cards? These are different. I've got a Steam key and a digital game card. That's nice. Okay. I am happy to be a part of that. Now again, unfortunately, all that artwork, everything, and then when you get to the case, nothing. So I feel sorry for anybody who's just buying the case here by itself. It's unfortunate. I mean, the art is still good on the outside. I'd be happy to put it just on my shelf like this. But very, very unfortunate, very plain Jane on the inside then. I really do miss those days. It's just like video games nowadays too. Here's you go. Here's your disc. That's it. But that's really all for this opening, guys. Definitely tweet your likes. Then I'll have my Twitter in the description and such. Let me know here what you like. I will definitely be doing semi-reviews of these in the future. Once I start playing them, I'll probably live stream maybe a few of them at a time. So keep a lookout for that. Otherwise, definitely props out to J-List. Tell them, send me Megumi stickers. Send them now. I want more. I want stickers to go with Big Megumi. Other than that, you take care. And as always, play hard and save often.
Both the sprites and the CG made this title what it is. The main artist by the name of Hamura Subaru did an amazing job of crafting the H scenes.